You will bring death to all who follow you.
Arkham Knight is the finale of the Arkham trilogy, and we really wanted to tell this epic story about what happens to Batman at the end of this arc. So we start off following the end of the events of Arkham City. Joker died at the end of that game, and this basically the chaos that Joker created in the city, as that's been removed, the other supervillains have been able to move closer to each other and realize if we want to destroy the Batman, we can work together to take him down. So Arkham Knight tells the story of all of the supervillains teaming up for the first time in order to destroy Batman. They want to destroy the hope that he represents for Gotham. They don't want to kill him, they want to strip him of the power and hope that he provides to Gotham citizens. And this story is about how they're going to try and do that. It's going to take you to some dark places. And it's an interesting dichotomy for the game because we have this incredible scowl, but at the same time the story is so personal. It's such a focused attack on Batman. So it's the biggest game we've ever made, the most epic game we've ever made, but also the most personal game and the most focused attack on Batman there's ever been. One of the great things about making a trilogy is that you can focus on key events that happen in the game, and they can have a real consequence. You know, if Joker dies, that has a real consequence on what happens to the universe. And some big key events are obviously going to happen in this story. It is the end of the trilogy. It's the last Batman game we're ever going to make, you know, and we are definitely trying to go out with the biggest bang we possibly can. It's kind of interesting for us to not follow that idea of just going bigger in terms of blowing up more buildings. In fact, it's the thing I really love about Batman is that all of the passion and heart is in these relationship with the characters rather than the spectacle. And so that's something we really focus on, is how do these characters work together? How do all these supervillains interact? How does Batman interact with them? How do they challenge Batman? So that's how the conclusion is going to work out, is how do all these characters interact with each other.
You are the product of everything you fear. Violence, darkness, helplessness.
And the great thing about Scarecrow and the psychological attacks is that Batman's a very tormented character. He has a lot of depth to his character. So Scarecrow allows us to explore those depths. Each of the different supervillains challenges Batman in different ways, and Scarecrow challenging him psychologically. It allows us to pull apart the very psyche of Batman and look inside as to who this character is and what drives him. So he presents that side, and the counterbalance to that is the Arkham Knight, is the physicality of the Arkham Knight and this army that he leads, this militia army that he leads throughout Gotham. So you've got those two sides balancing off as the key threat to Batman throughout the whole story. In terms of bringing the Batmobile into the game, it was something that we always wanted to do. You know, this is the most famous car in the world, and it was the one thing we hadn't really had a chance to bring into the previous two games. And we knew to do that, we needed more horsepower, we needed more powerful machines, you know, to really realize something that's fully integrated into the game and fully integrated into the whole experience in the way we wanted to do it, totally seamless, call it at any time, it to be your 12th gadget. It was something that was so important to us that was totally integral to every part of the gameplay. So that's using the power of Xbox One, using the power of PS4. You know, that's what allows us to bring this vision to life finally. It's why the game's taken 3.5 years to make, because it's so big and because we've made so many big additions to the franchise. Mainly the delays are because we're lazy and we really just... No, I'm just kidding. The game was mainly delayed because we wanted to finish it. You know, we really wanted... This was the end of the trilogy and we wanted to give Batman the proper send-off from Rocksteady. And we were really happy with the game, but it just wasn't finished. That's the bottom line. So we were really happy with the story, we were happy with all the gameplay components, but we just weren't finished with the game, and we knew we just needed more time to finalise that vision and not cut anything, to really make sure the whole game was what we wanted it to be. So that's why we couldn't have released it any earlier. without sacrificing something, and we didn't want to make compromise. You know, we're terrible at making compromises. So what you're going to play is the game we always wanted to make. So Batman Arkham Knight, released June 23rd, very soon, on PS4, Xbox One and PC.